Hi. So I just made an entire video for 10 minutes and my alarm went off during it, and I didn't realize that it cut off the sound pretty much halfway through. So I'm redoing this again. I'm making a video on something called pendulums, and I plan on making some other videos that are similar to like this topic. So I'm going to read some notes from my notebook that I took about what pendulums are from Vadim Zeland's book called Reality Transurfing. These are about energetic beings. And so anyways, what pendulums are first, okay? We'll get into that. I'm going to read from my notebook. So what pendulums are? Pendulums are energy beings. They function in according with the unchangeable laws of the universe. The individual, being us, individuals, gives their energy to the pendulums when their thought energy is radiating at the same resonance frequency. A person does not have to be conscious they don't have to be consciously sending thoughts to benefit the pendulum. As you know, most human thought and action originates in the realm of the unconscious. Pendulums make use of this feature of the human psyche. They manage to get energy not only from their allegiance, but also from their zealous opponents. You probably have already guessed how. When two or more people come together and talk and argue on anything, any subject or topic, they emit intense thought energy at the frequency of the pendulum. It does not matter to the pendulum which side of the rock it comes from. It can be both positive and negative energy, just as long as the energy it resonates with its own. A pendulum's main task is to engage people in any way possible in order to occupy their thoughts with the view of the mass media. The pendulum's techniques have become more sophisticated, and a person becomes more highly dependent on them. You have probably noticed that the news programs are usually dominated by bad news evoking strong emotions, like anxiety, fear, and hatred, or resentment. The task of journalists and correspondents is to attract attention. The media, being pendulums themselves, stand in service to get more powerful pendulums. Their declared aim is free access to all information, but their true singular goal is to attune people's thoughts in all ways possible to the desired frequency. One of the pendulum's favorite ways of gaining access to your energy is to throw you off. So, what throws a lot of people off? The news, right? Like it says, things that they talk about on the news, pretty much typically very negative. Yeah, I think we all can mostly agree on that. And, it's usually politics, just horrible things that are going on in the world is just the main focus, to get people into fear and anxiety, like I said, or resentment or hatred even. I have a family member that will go off about like I'll say Trump, okay? I hate him. I wish he'd die. Somebody needs to kill him. And I'm just like, whoa, dude, you need to chill out, okay? That's what I'm talking about here. That's a pendulum. There's people out there who hate Trump. We all know this, okay? But that's the thing. It's they don't realize that they're feeding into that pendulum, and I'll hear this person talking to other people about Trump or whatever is going on with this politician or this person in politics or whatever. And it's just ridiculous. Or feeding into the bad things going on in this world. We're just adding more energy to these pendulums, which keep these things in our creation, which keep them going on in our reality. So I just want to encourage you guys, be careful what you put your attention on. Where attention goes, energy flows, and your energy, whether it's negative, good, bad, however you want to look at that, just be careful where you're putting it, okay? Like, I do not watch the news. I think I was a teenager even when I like made the decision to stop watching the news, because I'm like, this is just always so negative. I don't like it. But these energetic beings, they are feeding off of our feelings and emotions and creating these pendulums to get stronger and stronger and stronger. And these things sometimes can be very dangerous. I mean, just look at things like that go on in other third world countries that we're getting on the news, like when the attack happened on over there in Egypt, with the Hamas, and they were, putting that in the news, and everybody was just really, I could see, feeding into that pendulum. Even I was guilty of it. I made a video. I asked for people to pray for them over there on my YouTube channel, but I was crying when I was doing it. So I was feeding that negative, sad emotion into that. And really what I was doing was I was still feeding into that pendulum, keeping whatever sad emotions that, maybe others were also putting into that pendulum to keep it going. And it just keeps these things stuck in our reality, in our matrix here, in this holographic universe, whatever you want to call it. So we need to be careful where we're putting our attention, because like I was saying, where attention goes, energy flows. That is so true. And where your energy flows, you are feeding into a pendulum. Just want to put that out there, okay? So be careful where you're placing your energy, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, and kind of check yourself. Be like, whoa, dude, like I've been checking myself for months and months now on that, because I've known about this for a while now. And I even bought a book, I think it's called The Egregores or something like that, on my Kindle, and I barely started reading it, and so now I just started rereading it somewhat tonight, and I'm just like, I'm just going to get on here, I'm going to make a video about this a little bit, from what I know about it so far, because I think it's really important topic, and it's just important, especially for those who are into manifestation and who are into the law of assumption or law of attraction kinds of teachings, or manifestation teachings. We all know that we have the power to manifest whatever we want. And I mean, a lot of people, they say they know that, but then they struggle with manifesting too. And I've been there too. I've struggled with certain manifestations, and it's a lot of because you have a resistance in that area, maybe a little more than other areas where you manifest easier. But like, this is entirely different almost, though. It's like these pendulums, they'll take whatever you give them. Good energy, bad energy, towards whatever specific topic that a group of people, it's all it takes is more than just two people. It takes two people or more, like it said. Let me reread that. It said, let me see if I can, when two or more people come together, so that's all it takes. When two or more people come together and talk and agree on anything, on any subject or any topic, they emit intense thought energy at the frequency of the pendulum, and it does not matter to the pendulum which side of the rock it comes from. It can use both positive and negative energy, like it said, just as long as the energy resonates with its own. That's what it's doing. So you're resonating with this pendulum, these energetic beings that are feeding into the pendulums, and I hope I'm making sense here. You're feeding when you're, two or more people coming together and they're agreeing or arguing about a certain topic, and like, yeah, and they're agreeing. You're feeding this energetic being, which therefore is feeding into the pendulum, and it's making this whole pendulum on this topic grow more and more in certain areas. You can even use religion, you guys, as an example for this. People who are Christians who believe certain things within Christianity. You know how many denominations there are? There's so many. There's hundreds of denominations, I think. I mean, there's tons of them. And if one disagrees with the other, they literally will attack each other. They will. It's just crazy that they'll like verbally attack one another, and they want to get into a debate, and that's just feeding into that pendulum. So that's just an example. But I hope that this helps somebody, and I'm running out of time because I only got 10 minutes here. So I love you guys. I hope this bless somebody. Peace. Bye.